Okay, folks, I'm live. Hoo-hoo, hey, hey. All right, live. We have the clocks turned back. Okay, spring ahead, fall back, and it is now 8:32 a.m. Ordinarily, it would have been 9:32 a.m., but we've changed the clocks. I had somebody in the comments. It takes all kinds when you're doing this kind of thing. All kinds of rocket scientists. Somebody said he was trolling, and he said to me, he goes, "We know what time it is. What are you going to tell us what time it is? We know what time it is. We know what day it is." Yada yada yada. Well, the whole thing is that I do that basically for myself, so that in the future, one day when I'm watching these back, I can actually say, "Hey, I did this at 7 o'clock. I did this at 8:30. I did this at whatever." I just like to know what time it is for posterity, for the video playback. That's all. Not so much for the live watching, because if we're live, we know what time it is, don't we? So anyway, yeah, here I am. I'm ready for my uh, morning cup of green tea. You're here for a cup of Joe. I'm here for a cup of green tea. So I could see that the tea bag is not very seeped yet. So the water's kind of plain. Let's see. Hmm, all right. It's good to be back home from my trip to Oklahoma. You can see I'm wearing my Tulsa shirt. And the shirts never really come into the camera image as much as you want to see it. But I'm here. Hello to Henry. Hello to Richard. Hello, Christopher. And CD man, what's going on? I got home about 9:30 p.m. last night, Saturday night. Hi, Mark. Mark wants to know, am I planning to go to any of Bob Dylan's concerts in New York in November? I didn't know he was. No, no, I don't think so. I saw Dylan twice. One time in 1989 where he was terrible. Another time in 2013 where he was a lot better. And Sean Lennon actually made a cameo surprise appearance. So I'm good with Dylan. I mean, as far as seeing him. Okay. Good morning to Joe G. Hello, Beetle Eddie. Hello to Lee. How you doing, sir? I have my headphones on, Lee, but I tip my hat to you. Okay, you were right. Paul did a great job with this. Paul's talents came through with the Now and Then song, and everybody together with all their efforts and the video. Uh, Peter Jackson. Okay. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Did I get to any record stores in Oklahoma? No, I wasn't really there that long, and we didn't have our own car. That was a drag. As they say, we had to take Uber cars or Lyfts everywhere we went. We had to like keep calling different drivers, and I've never during the course of the how many days was I there? I'm mixed up now. Can't even think straight. During the course of say the 4 days I was there, I've never slid in and out of so many car seats or closed so many car doors in my entire life in one day. So, yeah, so I didn't get to any record stores or anything like that. But I did manage to, I don't have it handy, I did manage to pick up the Now and Then Red Target exclusive. Now, instead of doing this live stream right now, what I should be doing is sitting here at the laptop, getting my editing fingers ready, and I should be editing together a video. I got a really fun video of me from Tulsa, Oklahoma, trying to find, locate, and win over a copy of Now and Then on a red vinyl target. So I'm going to say this early, by the way. Tonight here Eastern time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern tonight. I'm going to be joined on a panel by some other people. There are a few guests that I'm asking, and we're going to see who's able to make it or not. I'm going to be doing a live stream tonight about Now and Then, the song, the records, different versions, the video. We're going to talk all things Now and Then. We're going to talk. That's tonight, live Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay. So I haven't set the tag, the thumbnail, and the advertisement yet for it. So uh, beat by beat, I got some message here. I have to check my messages now and then. Okay. Beat by beat with the Beatles. Morden. Let's see. Yes, Mark said the new Bob Dylan Center and Museum opened recently in Tulsa. Yes, I was aware of that. And again, we'll never go back. I can't ever see myself going back to Oklahoma. Although I did like Tulsa enough where I wouldn't mind. Maybe wouldn't mind living in Tulsa. We're not going there, but Tulsa, we went downtown to the business area, where it was a lot like home. There were a lot of stores, a lot of places to shop, to eat, to live. It was more. I I I like countryside when it comes to looking at it. Beautiful thing to visit, beautiful place, country, nice, all that. But I'm not really a big fan of living in the country. I like more I don't know, occupied territories, a little more people and stuff, more to do, that kind of thing. So, okay, Beetle Eddie says, "Did you get any of your orders from the Beatles on from Beatles YouTube? I didn't get mine yet. It wasn't shipped yet. I didn't get anything that I ordered. It's really annoying as hell, but you never know. I ordered the 12-inch black record from the Beatles website, and I also ordered the marble 7-inch from the Beatles website. Well, wouldn't you know, one of the stores I go to around here actually is carrying them. So I could have got the marble and the 12-inch black vinyl from there, but I had no idea. There was no way I could know that. I didn't know. So I'm going to be picking up a clear vinyl today. Yes, I'm going to be picking up the now and then clear vinyl. So a 7-inch record single. So hello, Danny Ambrosi. Danny Ambrosi says, "Welcome home. Glad your flight was good. It went good. It went good. Good. Now I got to tell you, folks. Wow, we spent a lot of money, and when I say that, I'm always careful to add we spent a lot of money that we don't really have. Meaning we're not rich, and we don't have a lot of money, and we try to get along. But this trip we just spent, it must have been $2,500 altogether between. Because I went there for a wedding, between the cost of the hotel and right, and the cost of I'm sorry, I can't even think straight. What else was there besides hotel? Wow, the hotel, the hotel, uh, the wedding gift. So my niece, was my niece's wedding, and between all of the Ubers, because we didn't have a car, we had to keep on, Uber everywhere we went like that. And why do I feel like there's something major that goes along the hotel and something? Oh, the plane fare, of course, the airplane fare back and forth must have been 2,500. And then on the way home, Miss Mayo, did I tell you that she booked the wrong hotel? We stayed in the wrong hotel. We were over here in Tulsa, staying in Tulsa over here at a hotel. This hotel has different hotels throughout Oklahoma. There are five of them, the same name. So she booked one here. Meanwhile, the family was all the way up here in another part of Oklahoma. We're in Tulsa, and all of the people at the wedding were gathering at a hotel here, and I forget the name of it. Sky. It sounds like Skyneck, Skyneck or something like that. I know it's not neck, but it's Sky. Skyneck. So they're over here. We're down here. We had to keep taking an Uber back and forth to see them. But the good thing of that was because we were here in Tulsa where we weren't supposed to go, we were closer to the shops. And there was nothing up here where we were supposed to go. Anyway, that's the gist of that. But yeah. So anyway, on the way home, Danny says we all make mistakes. Of course, we make mistakes. On the way home last night, when we got out of the airport, LaGuardia Airport, New York LaGuardia. Get out of LaGuardia Airport. My girlfriend says instead of calling an Uber, let's just take the regular taxi because it's faster. So we get on a taxi. Do you know how much it was home? Does anybody want to take a guess of how much it cost to take a taxi home last night from the airport back here to our apartment? Take a guess, a real guess. Don't say anything outrageous. Um, I'll see. Somebody, okay. Henry says $60. Let's see. Anybody really what you honestly think? $120 from Robbie. We have Tom Yolanowski says $125. You guys are really low, really low. $109. $100 low. You guys are real low. Go up, up, higher, higher than that. Let's go. Two. Okay, stop. Henry says 250. Henry's the closest, and now Matt Crow is the second. The $206 on the way home. Had to whip out a credit card. There's only $250 left on the credit card right now. $206, folks. Uh, it. The only thing was, after all was said and done, we did have a great time. We had a good time. We made some memories. We saw some family members. The wedding itself was gorgeous. It was an outdoor wedding by a lake. I may put a video up that I took. You couldn't ask, folks, believe me, you could not ask for a better day weather-wise. Sunshine everywhere, beautiful lake. They had I call it an altar, not really an altar. When I tell you this was gorgeous and the temperature was perfect, it was like in its 70s, low 70s, I think. Perfect. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's let's try to get back to stuff that I missed here. If I missed anything. All right. Christopher 628 says I got the clear and the marble versions of the record. Says Target around here were sold out fast. All right. Yes, at Spring Hill Jim says, "Hey Joe, great to see you back at Mayo headquarters." Yep. Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. I think somebody said that once. And I'm not talking about Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. But anyway. Let's see. Matt Crow says, I'm very glad they made Now and Then a 7-inch record. It gives me nostalgia of buying singles back then. Also gives young Beatles fans an experience on what it was like buying a song back then. Absolutely. Well said. Cheers to that. Cheers to that. I like that. Cheers. All right. Hello, Alan C. Records. Hello, good morning. Home sweet Beatles home. Yes, indeed. Okay, Pascal says, "Hey Joe, are you going to do another review reaction when you listen to Now and Then on a better sound system than your phone?" Probably not, but maybe. Well, love me do maybe, but I'm already sold on Now and Then. The more I hear Now and Then, the better I think it is. And yes, the closer I get to thinking it's more of a classic of sorts from the Beatles. Now, it's the video that I love. The video really made it work. The song was good, not great, good. The video is excellent, and you put them together, and you got a wonderful, emotional moment in Beatles history. It's right up there, with the Beatles coming to America and other things, because the whole Beatle universe together is sharing this new record, and it's a final farewell and the final bow from the Beatles as they bow at the end. So this is really wonderful. Hello, Mr. Lennon Axel. If the Beatles and the Stones didn't exist, what would your favorite band be? I don't know. I don't know. I like a lot of other bands, but I don't go as crazy as of the bands as I do from the Beatles, of course, and the Stones in a way now second. It's funny how fast I forgot about Hackney Diamonds. The new Rolling Stones album, Hackney Diamonds, to me is one of their best. It's a fantastic Stones album. It is great, solid from start to finish. Love the new Rolling Stones album. You know that if you watch me. However, as great as that is, now all the excitement has shifted completely to the Now and Then Beatles single. Although, of course, the Rolling Stones album is a full album and it's all that. It's a much bigger deal. And well, Not a bigger deal. Now and Then by the Beatles is a bigger deal, but it's a great accomplishment too, the Stones album. All right. Lee says, I remember when Hey Jude was released. It took people time for it to sink in, if you can believe that. I remember Hey Jude when it was a new record. When Hey Jude came out, I was 6 years old. But I do remember having the 45 on the Apple label of Hey Jude and loving the song and watching the Beatles playing it. In the United States, it was shown on the, um, geez, the Smothers Brothers show. I'm just waking up, folks, and I didn't get much sleep, and we changed the clock, so I'm trying to get more sane on what the hell I'm saying and remembering and thinking and talking. So anyway, but yeah, I have memories. Someday, on my to-do list, I have a list of topics for videos, and one of them is the Beatles memories I have from being a child when the Beatles were here in the '60s. I have a couple. Don't have many. I was too young. Didn't become a real Beatle fanatic until the '70s, but I was a Beatles fan. I liked their music. I knew of them in the '60s when I was a child, really small, and watched the Beatle cartoons. I watched them on doing Hey Jude a lot when they were on for the first time in the States. The film was shown, and I have one other memory too. So, all right, folks, just waking up here. So, okay, it would have been even more emotional. Eddie says, if on the end, instead of going backwards, so when they were children, they were going forward from children to present. Interesting. And my girlfriend cried incredibly. She's seen this video twice, and the second time she was in just as much tears as she was the first time. My girlfriend really lost it. It was so emotionally draining for her. All right. Henry says the Beatles were at 20 million listeners on Spotify. The new song comes out. Now they're at 31 million. Funny how the Stones make a new album, Beatles just one song, and Beatles get more popularity. Mr. Lennon Axel says, I've been listening to Now and Then every day since it's been released multiple times a day. Love it. Yes, indeed. Mike Patton says the Now and Then reception was hugely boosted by the Peter Jackson video, in his opinion. Of course it was. But hello, Shane. Thank you, Shane. Welcoming me home. Yeah. Beatletti says it's not the same as buying a Beatles single in the '60s. When Hey Jude was released in '68, I went to my local record store, bought it for 99 cents. Yep. Hello, Astro Zombie. Astro Zombie, you say you're here for me, for the channel, really, but you're not a big Beatles guy. I'm wondering, how do you feel now? I guess you're still not a big Beatles guy over this, but so you say, would you say the Beatles took a bad song and made it better? I would say it's interesting. I'm going to give the credit to Robert S. Robert S. says that Paul McCartney, with this song, has taken a sad song and made it better, just like the Hey Jude lyric. But I like this too. He's also taken a bad song and making it better. You know, excuse me. Oh, got the allergies, sinuses. All right, let's go on here. Danny Ambrosi says the new "Love Me Do" sounds great. I think it's a little bass heavy. Surprise, surprise, but it's okay. Henry says, "Didn't know your girlfriend liked the Beatles that much. She doesn't like them that much. She's nothing like me. She's not a fanatical fan like me. However, she's come to appreciate them more than ever since being with me, and she likes them, and she knows all their history, and she's interested a little bit, but she's not a fanatic. But it didn't matter. She still was touched, and rightly so, by this video. You know, let's see. Matt Crow says, I love Now and Then, but I still think In My Life would have been a good B side, even though Love Me Do makes more sense. Farrell McNulty says, Beetle Vinyl 85, Marvin. Looks like he's cornering the market on Now and Then. Have you seen his unboxing video? It's incredible. No, I have not. I have not. But I know he doesn't fool around, Marv. When he collects, he collects. And yeah. Yes, Lucky Jackson. I've heard about the story of the clock, the back cover clock that's on there, and George Harrison and all that. Hello, Robert S. Robscure Music. Yes, yeah. Well, the flight home was actually I'm all mixed up. The flight home was worse than the one going. The one going was a direct flight, one way. On the way home, we had to stop in Charlotte and North Carolina, and then get on a second plane. Nobody likes to change planes, but yeah, I'd say the flight there was better than the flight home. But thank you, and I appreciate your new video. There's a wonderful new video that Rob Skewer Music has made. Check out his channel, subscribe. In addition to talking about more obscure music that not everybody talks about all the time ad nauseum, he did a wonderful tribute to his YouTube friends, and I really was touched by that. Thank you very much, Robert. And he mentioned me there, and I appreciate the shout out. So that's good. Uh, Lee says in '68, the Beatles and Stones were at a famous London discotheque. The DJ played the Stones' new song, Jumper Jack Flash. The crowd went crazy till he played Revolution and Hey Jude, the single. And yes, Jagger was upstaged. Okay. Tim Sinat says, Now and Then took me back to the early '70s when the Beatles films were on Christmas mornings. I was like 10ish, he says. Okay. Lila says, I bet with all the Beatles things happening, you couldn't wait to get home. Well, actually, you know, Lila, that's interesting. It actually turned into a better thing that I was away and I went to Tulsa to get the Now and Then red single from Target, 12-inch. Because we have a special memory. Every time I hear this new song Now and Then, I'll associate it with, Miss Mayo and I taking a trip to Oklahoma. And I'll associate it with the beautiful day that we went and got the single, and we both watched the video. We went to buy the single at Target in Oklahoma, and then we took out the phone and we watched the new video on the phone, and both of us were in tears. We were in the Target store and we did it. So, in other words, being away actually was more. It was fun, and I'm gonna as soon as I get off here today. Please be on the lookout for this, folks. There's a video that I'm going to put together, I'm editing together, the hunt for the red Target exclusive in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I think it's a fun video, and I think you'll like it when you see it. So it's going to be fun. So I'm going to put that up. So anyway, yeah, it worked out for the best going away. At first you would think, oh wow, the Beatles are coming out with a new single and all this fanfare and hoopla and merch and all this, and you're away. But it's actually turned out well. So and I got to say, Oklahoma was never like this. The line from the song "Press" from Paul. So I love that tagline. As soon as I knew I was going to be in Oklahoma, I was going to say Oklahoma was never like this because it's now and then time. Good morning to Mike Sweeney. No, I do not. Beatletti says, "Do you think it would have been better if the last Beatles song would have been a rocker?" As it turned out, no. It's great that it was a melancholy, bittersweet, emotional drainer. A tearjerker. Much better way to end a career. And if it's the last Beatles song, which remains to be seen. All right. Okay. Yes, I know. I've heard all about Stevie Wonder's classic album. Songs in the Key of Life. Yes. Okay. Mike Patton says, "How would you rank these last three singles? Free as a Bird, Real Love, and Now and Then in relation to each other." That's going to take some time, but right now, Now and Then is my favorite believe it or not. I thought I'd never say that. And how would I ever say that Now and Then would be my favorite? And the reason I say it's my favorite is primarily because of the video. The video made that song. And Now and Then is my favorite, followed by Real Love is second, and Free as a Bird is probably third. It goes backwards, 3, 2, 1 for me, I think. Right now, anyway. I'm going to remind everybody that tonight I'm doing a live show. Doing a live show tonight about everything concerning Now and Then. Going to be talking about the new video, going to be talking about the new song and all the releases that they have out there and merchandise and all that kind of stuff. Going to be doing it live. The time will be tonight, 7 p.m. Okay, it's 7 p.m. Eastern time. Eastern. So please be there. I know I'm going to have at least two guests, maybe three. So it's going to be a panel, and I think you'll be surprised by one of the guests that's coming up. I you know Somebody that, I'll just put it this way, somebody who's very, much a friend and very vocal in the Beatles community with his channel, and he's somebody that's kinda making another comeback. I say once in a while he's returning to the Fab Gab show, and when I say that, you know exactly what I mean. Some of you, he used to be on Fab Gab in the beginning when I started it, and then opted to go out and come back every now and then. Okay. He'd rather do that, and he's eager to come back tonight. So there you go. You know who that is if you've watched me long enough. All right. Okay, just reading comments here. Have I seen the Rolling Stones live? Yeah, I love the Rolling Stones. I saw them on the Steel Wheels tour in Atlantic City, New Jersey in 1989, and I did not like the show. I just didn't like it. We went all the way to Atlantic City, didn't really like it. I don't know how that happened, but we didn't care for it. Now Lee asked me, "Are you now getting used to the Now and Then cover? It's subtle. I think it looks better smaller with the CD." I still don't like the cover that much. However, it it's growing on me a little bit, tiny bit more. I still don't like it, but it's growing on me a little bit more, if that makes sense. Yeah. So, okay. All right. Mystery Train says a Beatles biographer said the new song is a mess. It isn't the Beatles. Look, people are entitled to their opinion. I think it's sad that anybody who says this is not the Beatles. Of course, it's the Beatles. You got John, Paul, George, and Ringo all singing together and playing on it. I don't know how it's not a Beatles record. And as I say, once they say they want it to be the Beatles, people do that. We're gonna reunite for this song. We're gonna reunite just for one record, two records. When you reunite, it doesn't mean you have to sign contracts and stay together for like 10 years or something. You can reunite for the purpose of making a special single. So of course, it's a Beatles song. And as far as it being a mess, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. And I don't want this to come out insulting anybody, but I feel sorry and sad for people who do not appreciate the song, who do not care for the song, don't think it's a big deal, think it's not the Beatles. People are entitled to think that and feel that. Of course, it's the way you feel. You can't help that. However, I just think it's sad. And I don't mean that to try to you know, stick the knife in or hurt your feelings. I'm just telling you how I feel from my heart. It's sad. Okay. The Beatles went number one on iTunes. Well, that's a good thing. I appreciate that update. Please let us know anything. Beatles went to number one on iTunes. Let's see. Okay. Leah says, "Are you a Swiftie?" No, I'm not a Swiftie. I say I don't really care about Taylor Swift at all, but that I haven't heard much of her music. The only thing I heard was recently they played a Christmas version of her song "Last Christmas," her cover of the song that we know from, boy, I'm telling you, George Michael, I think. And that was decent. I like that. That was decent. I don't really know her music. I'm not saying I don't like her. I'm just saying I don't get it in a way. People can love her, but I don't get it. how fanatical her fan base is. You know, the Beatles I understood, but I don't understand Taylor Swift. Lila says, the more I look at the now and then cover, I see the red and blue album covers, and the title makes so much sense now. Okay. Spring Heel Jim says, this video is great. It deconstructs the vocals and instruments on now and then and isolates them. Mike Sweeney says, I think people are way too hard on the new song. Other people's opinions don't really matter. It's touching to me. Amen. Henry loves the instrumental part in the middle of now and then. So do I. I absolutely love Paul doing that slide guitar. So much of this stuff, folks, works to pull at your heartstrings and your emotions because you get to see John and George visiting Paul and Ringo almost like they're alive again, in the video, and it pays tribute to their career, early career, and up to now. It goes up to then and now when you see Paul and Ringo how they look now joining in singing. And so much emotional stuff in there. The scene where John Lennon is like in the distance, the silhouette, he's looking off and he sees the Beatles. And the scene when Paul and Ringo in 2023 are at the mic singing, and there's George and John from 1967 joining them, uh, as if they were all there. It's so emotional. But then when you hear that wonderful, almost spooky in a way, very surreal, cryptic kind of slide guitar that Paul McCartney is playing in tribute, another tribute to honoring George. And I love early in the video when it first starts, where you see from '95, you see Paul and George eyeball to eyeball playing together and look at each other, and George undeniably is smiling because George is always grumpy about the Beatles and he didn't really want to reunite. Supposedly he did it just because he needed the money, but boy, to see that moment when they're keyed into each other is really fantastic. Um, so let's see. Where am I at? Oh, let's see. Lila says, saying that you like the tune because of the video. George Martin theory has come true. He said about the MTV generation. People are now listening with their eyes, not their ears. Well, I did like the song. Before I saw the video, when I heard the new song, I did like the new song. Didn't love it. When I saw the video, I love it. So I did like it, but now I love it. Yeah, it did enhance it. Sometimes a video, yes, it's true. Sometimes a music video can make a song, can help a song. It certainly was the case me growing up with the MTV generation too. When MTV first started, it certainly was a matter of sometimes a good video could make a song. Sometimes it could hurt a song. You know. Do you think we'll see Paul and Ringo making new music again together? Joel Morris asks. And I tell you, I don't think this is the end. I'm going to say this here, and it may shock a lot of people, but with this technology, oh man, I always forget it. Music, I forget what the Mal technology, named after Mal Evans, and combination of Mal Evans, excuse me, and a tribute to the computer HAL, Mal software that Peter Jackson was working with. With that technology, they could make a whole new Beatles album. Oh, did I say that? They could possibly make an entire new Beatles album. And if people are freaked out by the idea of them making a new Beatles song, one song out of this, imagine if about what they feel about that. They could take other John Lennon demo tapes. They can take Paul stuff, old Beatles stuff that they did, that unfinished songs and things they were playing here and there, and make something out of it. They could make a new Beatles album. They could. Are they going to do it? I don't know. See, I feel in a way the idea of having this as the very last Beatles song is so poignant, so special, so magical. In a way, for them to do anything else after this would kind of take I don't know, impact, that emotional impact out of this being the last one. Cheers. Yes, I heard about the story that goes with the back cover, about George Harrison and the clock. It's amazing that the Beatles and the Stones both have records out in 2023. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Um, okay. I'm just reading some of the comments here. Beetle Babes review was brilliant. I did not see Beetle Babes review yet. It's a lot to watch. A lot to watch. Mark Lewison approves, Jim says, but said there's not enough George on the track. It's fine. I don't know what to say. Mark Lewison should know better than everybody else that, of course, even when the Beatles were making their greatest music when they were together in the '60s together, not every Beatles song had George didn't appear on Ballad of John and Yoko. He didn't appear on Yesterday. Only Paul was on Yesterday. Nobody else. So you don't have to have all four members on it. This song works because it's kind of a look back on their career. That's what it really is. So Henry says if John never got killed, that would have changed everything. Who knows? The Beatles might have gotten back and had a bunch more albums. Well, out by now. Yeah. Well, we don't know. We don't know what would have happened. I do believe the Beatles would have reunited at some point, if not to make new records, at least for one. I don't know, stage appearance or something. Yes, indeed. Now we hear Beatletti says the Rolling Stones will be touring with their new album, Hackney Diamonds. A great album. I love it. I like every track on it. Okay, let's see. Lee says now and then observation, the deep, beautiful sound quality of Paul's piano. Yes, let's not forget the piano. Exactly. Paul's piano notes, the sound of the drums rich full. Ringo is killing it. I agree with you. Ringo, if this is going to be his last Beatles related drumming, he really did a fantastic job on the drums. Everything you could possibly want from Ringo. Great fills and accents galore. I agree. I agree. Well said. Jay Kenningsburg says, after a few listens, the song won me over. The video got me with the bow at the end. Perfect. Yeah, if you don't love the song, and as I say, the song itself wasn't a great song. But once you think about the video and what they're saying, to me, it's a love letter to the fans. It's remembering the fans, and when John sings, even though this wasn't his intention, when he sings "Now and Then," "I Miss You," and that kind of thing, and then I think it's also like about giving back to the fans. That's how the song comes over now, this new version. But it's also they're talking about missing each other. He misses, the Beatles, John and George departed. They're not here with us anymore. So there's that sentiment, that the whole thing was a beautiful concept. And but nobody's really mentioned this yet. But the line in there that says, "I don't want to lose you." Don't want to abuse you was some of the words something like that were left out of this new version. Some people are disappointed that I said no, but that doesn't fit this. uh, I don't know if it was a politically correct reason why they decided to take out the abuse line. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but even if it had nothing to do with that, the reason, it doesn't really fit the song, to turn around all of a sudden and say, "Don't want to abuse you." This is just now and then remembering John and George, now and then, seeing Paul and Ringo now, the contrast now and then, and also kind of like this is our career now and then, and thank you. We take a bow to you all, that whole kind of thing. It really it's just heart tugging. I love it. Dave, the pickup artist, says Joe, is it true that Ringo once got 12 months for stealing a calendar? Ha ha. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Yeah, Farrell McNulty doesn't like the cover, neither do I. Uh, yeah, Lila asked about that line that everybody says is missing, which I just talked about. I talked about the wedding earlier. The wedding itself was great. It couldn't have been a more beautiful day. The wedding ceremony was outside along a lake. Beautiful, perfect 70-degree day. In November, it was perfect. Okay. Rob Skewer Music says after hearing all the rap that preteens and teens are listening to, I'm sort of glad that Taylor Swift is so popular. That's the way you're looking at it, Robert. I never thought of it that way. It definitely is a positive spin on it. You got a good point there. Yes, Jay Kenningsburg says the video made me like the song more. It's a total package. Agree completely. Farrell McNulty says I like the tune on the demo. Then I loved how it turned out. And then I completely lost it with the video. That's yeah. For me, I hated the demo. I liked the new song. Loved the song now with the video. So I went from hate, like, love. So all you need is love, right? I mean, that's fantastic. Just want to remind everybody a couple of things now. I'm going to say a couple of plugs here. The first thing is tonight, everybody, listen up. We're going to be doing a live panel. I'm going to have at least four of us, maybe more, going to be talking about everything regarding the new video, the merchandise that's out there, the new song, the video and song, together. And it's going to be tonight. It's going to be here on my channel, me and Mr. Mayo. It's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 o'clock p.m. tonight, Eastern Time. Mark it down. We're going to have an ad up, an advertisement for it. We're going to have some friends together joining us. It's going to be great. And also, tomorrow, I've got two things. We're going to talk about now and then some more on our show here on YouTube on the channel Talk More Talk. Our topic for Monday night at 9 p.m. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Time, remember. Figure it out live. Talk More Talk. That we're going to be up there discussing now and then, even some more, telling our feelings about it. So there's a lot of now and then stuff for you to get your fix. All right, let's return here. Paul avoided. This is a punk guy says Paul avoided putting any slide guitar fills between the lines on the verses as there are in Real Love, just as Paul stopped George doing guitar fills on the verses of Hey Jude. Lila says she's mad that George held a bit of resentment toward Paul when Paul introduced him and thought he was good enough to the Beatles and then gave him the ride of his life. Okay. Uh, okay. Okay. Sorry, folks. Just let me just hang with me till I find some comments here that I want to mention. Wink Demand says, do you think we'll ever hear that song that just for the three? Jeez, I'm losing it. Do you think we'll ever hear that song that just the three recorded in the '90s? I think it was called "All for Love." Don't know. At this point, though, nothing would surprise me. This is if this turns out to be so liked. What does my T-shirt say? It's Tulsa, Oklahoma. I just came back from a trip to Oklahoma and spent most of that time in Tulsa. So there you go. Elementary Penguin says the new song is fine. Considering what they had to work with, they did a wonderful job. All these complaints about leaving out a middle part John had is absurd. He was straining his voice to hit the notes. Well, there's that too. He was straining to hit the notes, and I don't think the line "I don't want to lose you or abuse you" is in here. You're talking about like a happy now and then, our careers, remembering John and George, la di da, and all this kind of like upbeat, not up tempo. Although I hear they did speed up the song, the demo tape a little bit, which they needed to do, in my estimation. But there's no room in there to uh, to put in anything about abuse. Don't abuse. I don't want to abuse you. Don't abuse you. That doesn't. That's too harsh for this video. And I'm not a PC guy by any stretch of the imagination, but I mean, sitting there and putting that kind of verbiage in there doesn't seem to fit. Rob Skewer Music says Beetle Babe's review was harsh. I have not seen it. Haven't been able to see everything yet, so I didn't know that. And let's see, am I caught up with comments right now? We're 45 minutes in. Um, let's finish my green tea. Remember, this is Morning Cup of Joe, which means you're here for a morning cup of Joe Mayo, and I'm here for a morning cup of green tea. So let's go. Cheers. Stay tuned today, folks, for a video that I'm going to make. The hunt for the red target vinyl from Oklahoma. Oklahoma was never like this. Yeah, I'm going to be editing that video right after I get off here. I'm going to be putting a video up today. I'm also going to be making videos, so stay tuned to my channel. Subscribe if you haven't, yada, 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 because also going to be showing you some more colored vinyl that I'm going to get. I expect today to pick up a colored vinyl 7-inch record that I wasn't counting on getting. That's another thing. Originally I thought to myself, everybody's ready. Open your ears. Let people. Ha ha! I knew it. I knew it. Uh, I did. I wasn't going to get that many editions of this, but that was before I loved the video. You see, before the video made a believer out of me. Oh, I missed a lot of comments. You see, what happened is, oh, I lost a lot of comments. Sorry if I missed your comments. I'm sorry. I just jumped ahead and missed a lot of comments. They're gone. They're gone. I can't scroll up. Um, there were two kinds of demos. I missed that, Lee. There were two. I can't scroll up. The more popular. I'm sorry, it's gone. Sorry, folks. They're going fast. I missed some comments here. Steven 1970. The U.S. albums, the Capitol box sets, part one and two, are preferred by most as compared to the albums that came later. Why do the Capitol boxes contain fewer albums? I don't know. The reason I prefer the earlier discs. I like the earlier discs of the Capitol albums released, the earlier CDs, but I like the the cover, the actual slip covers, the album covers are bigger. Well, I mean, the artwork looks better. They're a little bigger and a little better. Okay, I got to move faster with this. Marcus always liked the demo, liked the emotional singing from John, the interesting chord changes, etc., the melody. I'm not surprised by the finished version. I am. Well, whether you liked or hated John's demo, this is nothing like it. This is nothing like to me, in my opinion, like the demo. Is everyone shocked that Real Love or Free as a Bird isn't on the red and blue, but now and then is? Yeah, it's disappointing. That's disappointing. I don't know. What I want is an EP, an extended play 7-inch record or 10-inch record. That's what I think they should do. Lila says, "I respect Beetle Babe for her opinion. It is a great, brave review. And remember, I haven't seen it yet or heard it. I understand what you're all saying, but yeah, you know, most of the stuff they cut was incomplete anyway. Quote, if you have to go do. Yeah, it's true. The vocals weren't that great on it, incomplete, and so forth. So it was amazing they got what they did out of it. Ralph says, I actually think Ringo's background vocals are more prominent than Paul's on the record, which is nice. It's nice. I like it. Charlie Welch says, I still say it was a work in progress on the original tape. It was or wouldn't have been the final product had John been here to finish it. Of course not. I don't want to get into this too much because Lee and I went at it about this. I understand that. No, the demo tape was just John mumbling in a way stuff, you know, not intending to release it, not intending maybe he didn't intend anybody to hear it. This was just him on his home cassette tape, like we any of us would be putzing around at home playing around on our tapes. It's not the best recording. I mean, it's not the best singing even. And Farrell McNulty says, and that god awful falsetto, it's best this was cut out. Adam Finley says, I've skipped the now and then video, music versus promotion. That's sad. That's sad. And it is, but maybe you'll come around one day and be emotionally touched like so many of us are. Uh, okay. Robbie says, just don't buy a lot because it's the last single from the Beatles. Everyone bought Elvis's last album, Moody Blue. The album isn't worth anything. No, I'm not talking about. That's true. I'm not talking about that. Right. Yeah. And Adam Finley says, "Yeah, let's respect each other's opinion here." Um, yeah. Well, like I said, I'm telling. When I say that I feel sorry for people and I'm sad for you, I don't mean that to sound insulting to insult anybody. I just mean that that's my heart tells me. I'm just genuinely feel like you're missing something nice, and I feel bad for that. Did I like the "Love Me Do" remix? I only played it, one time on my phone. I didn't hear it on the physical media yet, full glory. I just thought it was very bass heavy. They brought the bass up a lot. I heard a stereo, it's early, folks. Wow, like separations in parts, hand claps and things. It was good. I didn't love it, but it was good. And Vivian Lund is here, bless her heart. Vivian Lund loves the John Lennon the original demo of Now and Then. And she says, God awful falsetto. Are you kidding me? So there you go. No Joel Morris. I did not see this show in the UK. Um, let's go. The melody of this finished version is rarely similar to the melody of the demo. For that reason alone, it's not like this finished demo form is totally out of left field. Maybe not, but to me, it's way different. Way different. Yeah, people have said this. Check out the angle of the album art of Now and Then with the balcony angle of the Blue album. Same angle, hidden clue. Okay, Lee says there's two kinds of demos: the run and grab a cassette deck to get the idea down demo, and the more proper studio demo to hear if it's how it sounds, uh, to hear how it sounds recorded demo. If it has any other value after that, great. Yeah, well, I think sure we could pretty much agree with John. It was probably the former. All right. Okay, Wink Demand says I was very skeptical when Penn Jillette said they sampled vocals from the Beatles song "Because." But it works very well in the guitar solo part. Ah, etc. Whatever. I agree with you. I didn't like it. Oh my God, they took the harmony part out of because and used that. No, no. What's that going to sound like? It's beautiful. You can tell that it's from because, but not blatantly. You know what I mean? I love that about it too. That even though it's from because they swiped it from there and borrowed it from there, you don't it's not like exactly to the point where you say, "Oh, look at that. They copy pasted it. Oh, that's terrible. It's so obvious." It worked well, and the way they did it. It doesn't sound blatantly like a rip off of themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah, yep. Okay. Joe, can you please rate Now and Then, Free as a Bird, and Real Love out of 10? I don't know about that. I don't like rating at ranking out of 10. That's tough. I don't know. Off the top of my head, Free as a Bird, 7 out of 10. Real Love, 7 out of 10. This one, 8 out of 10, maybe. And right now, the emotion is hitting me high, so I'll have to get back to you on that later when I revisit these three after they've all been settled in for so long. Jamie asks, "Would you say that Now and Then sounds modern? For me, it's a little jarring to hear such modern production on a Beatles record." Well, I don't know. I guess it's a little modern, but that's okay to get some young people maybe into it, maybe. And let's face it, if the Beatles had stayed together, just like the Rolling Stones, they would be kind of changing with the times, maybe creating the times, some new times, huh? But yeah. So it's not unusual. Let's see. Matchstick Man says Paul should have invited Mick Jagger to sing backup vocals and Keith Richards to play lead guitar on Now and Then. I don't think so. Not for this particular song because it's supposed to be the last Beatles song. Rolling Stone says live rocked in Australia yesterday. Good. He will be in Mexico next week. Back Bacon and Beer says, "Is there any clue on the single cover for the Paul is dead conspiracy theorists? Don't give them any ideas." Not yet, but maybe soon. Does anyone know if the videos of John in the music video is a real video of John or was it AI made? These are real videos. Well, I don't know. Wait a minute. I only saw the video like twice actually. But most of it, from what I recall, images of John from the Hello Goodbye videos when he's goofing around. Three videos were made, three films, videos, promotional films for the song "Hello Goodbye," and one of them, a lot of them come from there. I think I'm trying to remember John in the white suit, obviously, white jacket, but there's some other bits. I don't know if there's the one when you see a silhouette, you see a black silhouette of John's head face looking off. You know, most of what's there is not AI generated or created. It's real footage of John. Most of it that I know can think of now, and just placed in. Marcus says my gut feeling is that Now and Then wouldn't ever have been finished by John. I agree. I don't think it would have been either. Yeah, the bit where John is staring into the sunset, that's the part where I don't know if that's really the John image or what. Oh, okay. Tom Hunyadi, hello. Tom says the shot from John Lennon looking into the horizon is actually a photo. Now I'm thinking of it. Wait a minute. There is in the John Lennon, the Imagine John Lennon in 1988 documentary, when they're singing "I Don't Believe in Beatles," the part "Dream Is Over," and he's looking off. I think you see an image of him looking off like that, silhouette into the sunset. Am I right? Now that you mention it, um, I'm excited for what's about to happen. Giles and the team are going to take apart Free Bird, Real Love, and put them together again. It'll be completely different. I hope so. I hope so. I wouldn't mind that. Do I think that Paul will use John's "I don't want to lose you" bit? for something else? No. Hello, Andrea D. Oh, the first shot of John's profile is from a photo supplied by Sean. Thank you very much, Andrea. Vivian says, my daughter, a music major, thinks that the demo really takes off during the I Don't Want to Lose You pre chorus. I'm glad we have both versions. Okay, that's fair enough. Hello, Darren Gamble. No singing this morning. Sorry about that. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to sing and kill everybody's ears this morning. Um, yes, I'm glad Lucky Jackson said this. There's already a fan created version out there of Now and Then with the missing verse added into it. Somebody created that already. Um, Tom Agnotti adds, it's a photo of him and Sean. By the way, I'm going to say this publicly if you want. I don't know if you want. Tom, I'm going to be doing at 7 p.m. Eastern. Get back to me by text message if you want to participate. We're going to be doing Now and Then. I'm going to have a few people up there. There's at least going to be at least three other people. You could make it four other people. Let me know if you want to. Uh, Greg Dayton says I got to be brutally honest. That new Beatles song is very bad. There's only a few songs that are shitty. I got to be brutally honest. I don't agree with you, and I think that you're missing out. Okay. Hey, it's your opinion, and you're entitled to it. It's just your opinion. Please, it's more fun and interesting if everybody has different opinions. But I do feel, as I said, not as a, I'm not taking an exacto knife here and trying to plunge it into you. What I'm saying is, I just think that I feel sad, genuinely sad for you. That's all. I think you're missing out. Henry says, "Do you think people trashing Now and Then are trying to be different and trying to stand out?" Well, look, there are different people. Some of the people obviously are just trying to be different. Some of them are trying to rain on people's parades. Some of them have a lot of problems and they just like to take it out their anger on other things. But there are people that genuinely just don't care for it. And I believe that. Not everybody agrees on everything. So Lee says it's interesting. Paul edited Now and Then exactly how he edited Don't Let Me Down for John. I guess. All right. Sorry, I'm gonna have to get going soon, folks. So I gotta tidy. This is going really good now. A lot of people are here. I'd like to keep this going. Well, there's so many comments I can't even keep up. Um. Okay. Okay. A lot of opinions. A lot of opinions. Oh boy, there are a lot of people here. Someone in another video chat was speculating about what unreleased songs could exist from the Imagine sessions that would contain George and John, where Paul and Ringo could, I guess, get cut off here, could join something. Jamie says, if this is indeed the last Beatles song, does that mean we'll never get Carnival of Light? That would be a shame. Well, from what I've heard from people who've heard it that are in the know, it's really terrible, Carnival of Light. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Gabriel says, hi, Peter Jackson said he got access to 14 hours of footage of the recording sessions of Now and Then. Do you think that will ever be part of an anthology reboot? I certainly hope so. I hope they utilize whatever we can. We can have Beatles videos coming, Beatles documentaries and things coming in the future. Ali Perry says the removal of the I don't want to lose you, don't want to abuse you line helps transform this song from a Yoko yearn to a sweet little song about friendship. It's amazing how well it works. That's really what it is, I think. It is yearning for Yoko. It is apologizing again to Yoko originally, probably when he did the piano demo. But now it's a song just about friendship and memories and stuff. And I think that's fantastic. Uh, yeah, Bob Obscure Music says, I'm glad they removed the Lose You segment, but I was surprised that Paul didn't add a verse like, think of me, my old friend, every now and then. Think of all the love we gave right up to the end, something corny like that. Yeah. How many times have I listened to it? I watched the video twice. I heard the song probably like four times only. I've heard it and watched it. The video twice, the song itself twice, the new song. Haven't heard it that many times, but I'm sold already. Well, see, I don't go for this line of reasoning. Earth says, how many of those people who hate the song do you think can even write or compose a song like Now and Then? That's got nothing to do with it. I've never believed that. You can't criticize a movie unless you've directed a movie. You can't criticize a book unless you wrote your own book. You can't dislike or criticize a song unless you have written and recorded a song. I've never believed that logic, honestly. Ringo coming in with rim shots is really nice in Now and Then. Yes. Um, Wes Wennerstrom says, "The more I hear it, the more I like it." Me too, Wes. After hearing Mitch Axelrod's explanation of why it's on the Blue album, I'm okay with it now. Glad you had a good time in Oklahoma. Thank you, Sarah. Uh, uh, I never know how to say this way. Rini or Renee says, "Do you think once Paul and Ringo pass away, the music will go away too?" Never, never, never going to go away. I don't think so, honestly. Is John Lennon and Paul McCartney are they the greatest music duo in history? Absolutely. Right, and then after that, maybe Simon and Garfunkel. I don't know, but really, Dave Johnson says if they released Carnival of Light, everyone would be disappointed. It's not a song, and it was never intended for commercial release. If you don't like Revolution 9, you would hate Carnival of Light. Yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely. Is the Red and Blue album released for casual fans? This new one is for both. I think this one is casual fans and diehard fans. Something for everybody. Well, but it's going to be expensive on physical vinyl. That much is true. I'm having so much fun here, folks, and let me just finish this. Whatever tea is left here. Hmm. Oh, Adam Finley says the song is still new, so I will ingest it some more. But Lennon is my favorite all-time artist. I like the love for John. Okay. Matchstick Man asks, "Do you think Sean Lennon will give other John Lennon demos the now and then treatment as a solo project?" I mean, you never know. I'm thinking that yes, I'm thinking that this is going to be unprecedented success, and I think that they're going to say, we got something here, maybe, and they may try to do other things. I don't know, but then again, what makes this song now and then work so well, especially the video, is that it is the last bow, the final word. If there's more, it's kind of takes a little something away from this. Good morning, KRWD. Henry wants to know: is the red and the blue thing just a remaster, or is there going to be new stuff included? Well, there are there are songs that were not originally on the 1973 Red and Blue. They're putting other Beatles songs on there. Eric Schultz says, now that they have done the new Red and Blue albums, I hope they get into the Rubber Soul box set. Oh, there's no doubt in my mind we're going to get the Rubber Soul box set. I don't know if it's going to be 2024, but we don't know when. But I'm pretty. It's a good bet. Let's put it that way. The real Jackson is having a cup of Joe with you. Absolutely. I'm having a cup of tea. You could have a cup of Joe. Hmm. Jamie says, I haven't heard the new song even once out in a while. Neither have I. But then again, I don't listen to the types of radio stations that we might hear it. But what's interesting to me, though, is when we were in Oklahoma, we were in a lot of Ubers, a lot of cars, and one of the drivers said, "Yeah," he said, "I heard it. It came on the radio. He heard it on the radio in the car." So yeah, that's something anyway. Okay, folks, I'm gonna widen this up. Thank you so much for being here. This is fantastic. I'm gonna plug a couple of things for those who don't know already. Okay, first of all, first thing, if you haven't had enough of this now and then craziness and now and then mania, Beatlemania 2023 style, please join me on this channel. It's going to be live, talking about tonight, Sunday night, talking about 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be here with a bunch of people. We're going to have the whole panels coming up here, and we're going to discuss more of this stuff and take questions from you and stuff. And we'll do that tonight at 7 p.m. Also, tomorrow night, Monday night, more now and then stuff on my show that I'm part of here on YouTube called Talk More Talk. Subscribe to there. Join us. Same thing. We're going to have the usual guys up there with a guest. We have a guest on Talk More Talk. A special guest will be with us for more now and then talk tomorrow on Talk More Talk. That will be 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. All right. Thank you all. It's been fantastic. There's going to be more on this channel today. As soon as I get off here, I'm going to make a video where I tell you about the craziness, and I'll show you. I have some footage I'm going to edit together. Craziness of me in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, vacation, running around trying to catch a car, an Uber, and trying to get to a Target somewhere in Oklahoma that has the red vinyl of the exclusive Target now and then 12-inch record. So that's pretty fun. Okay, everybody. Thank you all for being here. And cheers. And I hope we continue to bask in the emotion that is Now and Then by the Beatles. See you all.